Hey, welcome to the Actor's Career Compass, where we give actionable, bite-sized tips to help you navigate your acting career. I'm your host, Martin Benson, and today we'll be talking about the single biggest mistake that new actors make when performing. So what is the mistake? Well, they indicate for the audience. What's indication? It is essentially the act of trying to show how you're feeling or what you're thinking to the audience. One example of indication might be trying to show that you're sad by crying or frowning. Some actors ask me, well, if indicating like that is bad, how do you let the audience know how you're feeling? My answer is, you don't. It's not your responsibility to let the audience know how you're feeling. That is the responsibility of the writer, the director, the editor. Your responsibility is to simply, essentially, not even perform. Think of it as feel, and whatever happens to you, that's going to happen. But really, you do not need to indicate for the audience. That is not your responsibility. The only time indication is okay is if it's done for other characters in the scene. All right, I know that sounds maybe a little bit complicated, so I want to simplify this into an absolutely ridiculous imaginary scenario, okay? So we're going to have some fun with this, all right? I want you to imagine that you are in a room with two people. One person is Smart Sam. The other person is Dumb Derek, okay? You want Smart Sam to think that you're smart too, so that he likes you and thinks you're cool. You're smart also. Neither of you likes Dumb Derek very much. Okay, so which of the following would you do when Dumb Derek inevitably says something stupid? A, do a big eye roll and make sure that Smart Sam sees it and then continue the conversation. Or B, simply react normally and continue the conversation. The correct answer is option A. Why would you do a big eye roll and make sure that Smart Sam sees it? Because it helps you build rapport with Smart Sam. Your eye roll is essentially saying to him, wow, Dumb Derek is so stupid and I know it. Now, on the other hand, if you did option B, where you just continue the conversation normally, when Dumb Derek said something really stupid, that might actually make Smart Sam think that you agree with the stupid thing that Dumb Derek just did or just said, and then Smart Sam will think that you're dumb too. I know I told you it'd be a ridiculous example. Let's do one more time, okay? So here's a second scenario to imagine. You're in a room with one person this time, Dumb Derek. You are a very smart person. So which of the following would you do when Dumb Derek inevitably says something stupid? Do a big eye roll and think, Dumb Derek is so stupid, then continue the conversation. Or think to yourself, Dumb Derek is so stupid, but react normally and continue the conversation. Well, the correct answer in this situation is either option A or option B. But it depends on what your goals are. If your goal is that you want Dumb Derek to know that you think he's stupid, then you would probably do the eye roll so he sees it and gets the message and feels bad about himself or feels stupid. On the other hand, if you don't want him to know what you're thinking, or you're not even thinking about making him feel stupid at all, but just trying to get through the conversation, then you would go with option B and just move on, not do any eye roll. So what do these two crazy scenarios have to do with indication? Everything. In the first scenario, you're trying to indicate to Smart Sam that you're on the same page with him and that you totally get that Derek is dumb. Right? So you do that eye roll when Dumb Derek says something dumb. But in the second scenario, since Smart Sam isn't there. No one else is there besides you and Derek. And the fact that your objective was not clearly stated at the beginning of the scene, you need to make a choice. The choice is not whether you do an eye roll or not, but instead to decide what your overall goal for the scene is. Is your goal to just stop talking to dumb Derek and end the conversation? Is your goal to make dumb Derek feel like an idiot? Is your goal to make dumb Derek feel better about himself? Right? So choosing what your character wants to accomplish in the scene will dictate all the minor details, eye rolls that you do. In any scene, you need to truly and deeply connect to the other character. You're never speaking for the audience or putting on a performance. You're simply connecting and talking to another person the same way that you do in real life. If you were in real life talking to someone with no cameras or other people watching, how would you talk to them and what would you do? Now, before we go on, let me briefly tell you about my coaching services for actors. I work with actors all over the world via Zoom to help them improve their acting technique so they start booking more work. If you're interested in coaching with me for either your acting technique or your career, you can also sign up for one of my group classes. Just send me an email at martin@cityheadshots.com. That's CITY, headshots with an S. Send me an email, martin@cityheadshots.com, and I'll send you some more info on it. Now, a great director is unlikely to give you specific notes like do an eye roll at this moment. Instead, they might say your objective is to make dumb Derek feel like a huge idiot. And then that might lead to you doing an eye roll, or it might lead you to shaking your head in amazement and raising your hands in frustration about how dumb he is. Even though you're doing something totally different, those things still accomplish the same objective, and that means that your acting is authentic. So how can new actors improve their performances? By ignoring the audience. As you now know, indication is something you do that shows how you're feeling or what you're thinking. The eye roll is an indication that you think dumb Derek is stupid. But what's most important is that you have a clear reason for doing that indication. Why are you doing the eye roll? Is it to show your frustration? Well, why are you trying to show your frustration? Is it because you want Smart Sam to see that you're on his side and you know that dumb Derek is stupid? Or is it to make dumb Derek feel even more stupid? Why are you trying to show how you're feeling? The answer can never and must never be so the audience watching knows how I'm feeling. That is the real difference between great acting and fake inauthentic performances. The moment the audience, camera, or crew, essentially anything outside of the world of the story, are taken into consideration in your performance is the moment that you're no longer performing authentically. And that is the moment that you've made the single biggest mistake new actors make in their performances. Again, you may have to deal with, you have to hit this mark or stand here or speak a little bit louder for the microphone to hear. And those things are fine, but you have to work that direction in to make sure that any choices that you're making, besides something that is very specifically and deliberately asked of you by the director, that all the other choices that you make on indication or how you're feeling, anything, is only based on what is happening in the world of the story. Again, if you want to work with me one-on-one on any of this or in one of my group workshops, send me an email at martin@cityheadshots.com and I'll share some more details with you. Thanks for listening. If you want more great tips like these, sign up for my newsletter. Every week I send out actionable, bite-sized tips to help you grow your acting career and improve your technique. You can visit actorsuccesscoach.com and enter your name and email to stay up to date on the latest and best industry hacks and secrets. Thanks so much, and I will see you soon.